Yeah, I
I
think
think
it's
it looks
good.
good though.
Yeah. So we're fucking back, bro. TSC is back,
Back
bro.
at it like a crack addict.
On God, bro. How long has it been? Like, it's been a while since we recorded.
Dude.
But we back, bro.
We were in college the last time we recorded.
We're not in college anymore, though.
Yeah,
You
that's
you
fucking
wanna
crazy.
you wanna do a quick fit check real quick
We could
to
do a
get
quick
it
fit check,
started?
bro. Shit, I got some California Republic on, American Eagle pants, and we got the Berks. Little Boston action. Nah, I know you got some shit on today.
Nah, this is some calm shit, but I got the Gap hoodie. Got the Aldo t-shirt. You know how we coming. Got the Zara jeans on. I was gonna wear the Helmut Langs, but that's another day. And then I just got the Asics on. Some calm. Oh, and then this is like a fucking Maryland hat, but that's basically it. Yeah, we can just fucking jump right in, bro. 2025, it's like a really interesting time because you you have these underground rappers, and I feel like the amount of cosigns we're seeing right now, like this year, it's really just unlike a lot of the shit we've seen in the past because we've got, you know, whether it's like artists from the UK, artists from America, like if you look at like Fakemink, like he was, you know, a year ago, most people like didn't even know who he was. And it's like, it's crazy because he got co-signed by Drake. Like Drake brought him out at some festival, and then he also got co-signed by Frank Ocean. So it's like, that's like a fucking fast track to becoming mainstream. So, and then also you have like Young Thug, and you know, like with YSL, like he's signing people like Nine Viscious and like 1300 Saint, you know, these newer guys like underground, more underground type. And I just think it's really interesting because it's kind of like blurring the line a little bit between like mainstream and underground. Because like, I just wanted to bring this up at last night, like Young Thug, he went on Aiden's stream, and I think Cuffin was there too. And Cuffin was telling Thug, he was like, yeah, like Nine Vicious was saying like he wasn't YSL, like he wasn't repping that, whatever. And then Young Thug was like, nah, like Nine Vicious is signed to me. So like, just, I don't know, bro. It's just a really crazy time because I feel like it was just different before, like 2016, 2017, not completely different, but like more different in the sense that like I feel like the bigger artists, they weren't really openly co-signing like these smaller artists like they are now. Obviously, social media is it still existed back then, but I would say it's a little more like widespread now. Like more people probably, you know, with like TikTok and like all this shit. So that kind of like speeds up the process. But like I don't know, like do you think like eventually like the underground will kind of just like bleed into the mainstream, or like what do you think?
Well, it's interesting because like if you, like you said before, like a lot of these newer artists are getting cosigns from like some of the biggest artists in the world, and obviously back then, and what I mean by back then is like 2015, 2016, when like the most poppin' rappers out now were kind of starting out, like they were not getting any cosign. I don't even remember like when the whole Lil wave came out, but like there was a period of time where like every rapper was just had a Lil in front of their name. And obviously you had like J. Cole, who mentioned in the song, I think it was Everybody Has to Die, Everybody Gotta Die or something like that. He was like Lil whatever. The Joe Budden interview with Lil Yachty where he was just tweaking on him, and Yachty was just like chill. Even with the Ebro interview with Uzi where he was telling him like, yo, y'all get to like 27, 28, you're not going to get any money. And then now all of them are doing better than ever. But it's interesting because like I think we all look at like a time, like I'll take like 2016. That's like, we just look at that year as like such a great year. Like everything, sports, music, entertainment was just peak. And at the time though, I think we're just like blinded by nostalgia because at the time, like in terms of the music at least, like they were getting shitted on. Like Uzi, Yachty, like the whole mumble rap wave was like, that was new. And like obviously you had guys like, you know, Thug, Future, Migos, you know what I'm saying, like kind of pioneering that, you know. But that was just so like different from what like the older heads grew up on in terms of like lyrical rap, even like the way they would dress and like dyeing their dreads or their hair, you know, acting a little fruity. Like that's like a major part was like the whole package. And now we look at it as like that's like the greatest time period of music, you know what I'm saying? And I think the artists that came out then, they understand, like they took all the shit so that these newer artists don't have to. Because don't get me wrong, there's the new underground scene, like they get their fair share of hate, but it's just so like, I feel like the term mumble rap is more relevant now, like in terms of like the underground scene, like you know, in terms of what the music actually sounds like. I've heard the term like brain rot music. But I think 10 years from now, I think it is going to be mainstream, to answer your question, because it's different for like the younger kids that are listening to this. Like those younger kids are what we were when like Uzi and Yachty and them, Cardi were all coming out. And like that was just like insane to us. So I think that like, I think the only difference though is that with this underground, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you're definitely more versed in the underground scene, but I feel like with the artists that came out in like the mid 2010s, they were inspired by other artists. Obviously, like Wayne, Thug, Chief Keef were like huge inspirations, but they still had their own little twist. I think it's the same now, but like it's not like, I feel like they don't differentiate as much. Because you can clearly see like the influence from like mainly like, if you got to name like three people, it's probably like Uzi, Cardi, and like Juice WRLD. Probably influence like 90% of like the up and coming rappers.
Thug.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Thug's at like a grandfather point though. He's just, like the family tree is all the way up there.
You're right.
But because then Thug was influenced by Wayne, but like I think that I think the same thing's gonna happen. I think like 10 years from now we're gonna look back, or maybe not even us, but like the generation that's, you know, coming up on this music, they're gonna look back on that and they're gonna be like, damn, that was the time where like everybody was coming out with just bangers. And then history just repeats itself.
Definitely, bro. And to your point, like how you were talking about how these people were like hated on early on, I feel like hate, I feel like the strongest hate turns into like the strongest love, because like the you know, the artist I just mentioned, Nine Viscious, he got a lot of hate when he was coming up, and now like a lot of people fuck with him, and same thing with Nettspend, obviously, like 2023, around that time when he was, you know, starting to come up, like everyone was fucking hating on him and like ridiculing him, and now he's just going crazy. He's not even, he like fucking models and shit. Like he's not even just an artist.
You got FaZe Banks in the crowd screaming.
Yeah, bro's 40. That shit was hella funny. But yeah, man, it's interesting. And that this is kind of like a segue, because there was a stream like on an Ass Pizza stream. This guy, you know who Chris Hine is? Like he has blonde hair. Like everyone calls him Unk on TikTok. He has like the super aesthetic like edits. You probably seen
I
him.
think I've seen,
like blue eyes, blonde hair. Like he always dresses like fucking like preppy and shit.
I'm about to look.
He's like like Chris Heyn.
Hey.
You've probably seen him.
Oh yeah.
So Chris Hine, nah, he's funny as hell. He was on an Ass Pizza stream, and they were talking about like the UK scene, and he said that some people were saying like the UK scene now, like the underground scene, it's sort of like the 2016 SoundCloud scene. And I was just curious what you think about that, because I do think that, I mean, personally, I don't really agree with that, but I do think that like the level of buzz that these artists are getting, it's definitely like something unique. But I'm just curious like what you think about that, if you think there's any similarity or not.
I mean, it's hard to like compare anything to like that 2016, 2017
Yeah.
era. But I think one thing, like I personally like am starting to like the UK underground scene more than the US one, just because like just sonically, like even with the accents, like EsDeeKid is like probably my favorite out of the UK right now. I did a study abroad in Liverpool, so like the Scouse accent is just like my favorite thing in the world. I feel like if Patty the Batty walked out to EsDeeKid, I would lose my shit, bro.
That'd be crazy.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it's like. I mean, there's probably similarities to the 2016 era, but I think it's different in the sense of like they're. I feel like they're kind of like discovering their sound, and it's like it's I don't know, like it's just in like a development period right now because obviously it's underground, so it hasn't like reached the mainstream. But you got guys like Feng, like you know he has like songs like Princess and XOXO that kind of reminded me of like some early like 2010 like Wiz Khalifa, Mac Miller, like at least the beats.
Definitely.
And then you got like songs like Walk in the Park that sound like newer underground rap.
Yeah.
And then even like
Yeah, bro. He's good, bro. He's fucking.
yeah. And then like you know Freshboyswag.
Yeah.
His Instagram posts just give me like early like Instagram vibes. Like
Yeah,
the
like
way,
nostalgia.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's like I definitely think Freshboyswag, he's more of an acquired taste than like Feng and like Fakemink. I feel like it's easier to get into their music.
Yeah. Something that like the UK scene is like I feel like they are not necessarily talking about like drugs and specifically, but I feel like they seem like
Authentic.
I don't know. Yeah, like they just seem like the vibe matches like who they really are. Like I think there's some artists, not to name any in particular, but like I think there's some like, or maybe not even some, but like artists that just like portray somebody that they're really not like deep down inside.
Definitely. Because like, yeah, I mean, what was that shit that Genius interview with Techo when he was like, I said I went to France, like I'd never been there or some shit. But
that you know YT,
yeah.
he went to like Oxford.
Dan, oh, I think I saw that. Was that in the Kids Take Over interview or is that? Yeah, bro. He's good too. I forgot about. I mean, like Fimiguerrero is also fire.
Yeah,
but,
Femi's fire.
YT is tough. Like I remember before a lot of people even knew him, he had this song that went up on TikTok called Arcteryx.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
It was like Arcteryx on me. I don't remember the full thing, but that shit was fire, bro. I can't do the accent, but yeah. So it's like that just shows you like these UK motherfuckers, like they've been at it for a minute, even if you don't know. Like Fakemink, like he had a different name before he was Fakemink. It was like 9090 Gate or some shit like that. But like, yeah, bro. I think authenticity is like a huge thing in that scene right now. I feel like, you know, like you're saying, like that's a reason I think like why people are gravitating towards them and why they're going up so hard. Because like, you know, they're just being themselves and they're like showcasing it and they're expressing it through music that happens to, you know, be like amazing. So it's like that's like a recipe for success, you know?
Yeah, I think also like we've had so much time, like times past where like you got rappers like, you know, Skepta, Dave, Central C, who are like huge mainstream UK artists, and like sonically, like people are getting used to the sound of like a British person rapping because obviously back in the day that wasn't popular; it was all American rappers. So now you're kind of getting used to that, and so with the underground scene, it's just like raw and it's just new, which I think is exciting.
Yeah, 100%, bro. It's super dope to see. It's definitely lit. And then yeah, I mean, the only other thing I had was the Kanye shit. So is that
How was that?
Yeah, so it was cool. It was so the documentary, it's called In Whose Name, and it's probably you could probably find it right now like at a theater near you, but and this isn't like an advertisement. I'm just saying it's out right now. It's out right now, you know. So but yeah, it was cool as fuck. Like the big thing about it that I took away that I really appreciated from watching it is that it didn't just show his cool moments, you know? It also showed a lot of moments when he was emotionally vulnerable and like lashing out and, you know, just
Like the Kris Jenner clip.
exactly, yeah, like the Kris Jenner clip. Like, bro, that shit was fucking crazy, bro. But like
Yeah.
there was other shit in the documentary that was similar to that, and it was like it was just crazy to see because a lot of these documentaries they tend to be biased towards one side, which, you know, like I understand obviously, but this documentary it was like the one of the most like objective pieces of work that, you know, I've seen in a while, like honestly. It was really cool, and even in the documentary there was a part of it where Ye was saying to the videographer, his name's Nico, he was saying to him, he's like, yeah, like I don't remember exactly what he said, but he basically told the videographer that like it's like that it almost like he wanted the videographer to capture the good and the bad for the documentary, not just the good. And it seemed like Ye was like on board with that idea where it wasn't just going to be like the happy moments, it was also going to be like the dark moments. And Nico, the director, he said like after the like before he released it, he showed Ye all like three versions of it, and like Ye was super proud of him. So I don't know, it's just it was cool. It was like it was a really cool piece of work, and like it definitely made me think, and it gave me kind of like a new perspective on, you know, documentary production and like film production. It's just it was really fucking cool. And like even I got to like meet fucking Nico like after like outside like after the film, so that was cool.
Fire. Was it like a premiere or something?
So like it was, I mean, I think it might have been like I don't know. I don't know the exact day the documentary came out, but I do know like they did an LA screening like a week ago maybe, or like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then this was the New York screening. So like
Word.
there's probably two different premieres on both coasts. But yeah, it was really cool, and like fucking it was just crazy like some of the shit. Like there was footage of like him chopping it up with Elon Musk, like crazy shit. And like yeah, I mean it was really fucking cool. It was really cool to see. It was like really it was like and it really did. It like gives you an inside lens on Ye's life for the past like I think it was like I don't know, like 9-10 years, like 10 years I think, like the past 10 years basically. And you know, it shows you the good and the bad. It shows you, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure the director he like in total he had filmed like 3,000 hours of footage, which
Damn.
is it's fucking crazy. I think that's like more than 40 days. It's like 40-50 days, like some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
I can't imagine like
Yeah.
editing that.
Yeah. So that's what he said. He said like he had to stop filming so he could work on editing. So it was like, you know, but it, you know, it was amazing. It was really fucking cool. And it was like split into 3 acts, but yeah, it was a dope experience, bro. Shout out fucking the whole team who worked on that documentary. It was fire.
Oh yeah, I gotta check it out.
Yes, sir. All right. This is it. Fucking logging out.
This is it.
This is it. Yo, shout out Michael Jackson, bro. Shout out
yeah.
Michael Jackson. But yo, let us know what y'all want us to talk about next time. We got you. And yeah, man.